Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Murktide with the actual Murktide Regent this time. This week I made a lot of Questing Druid content, which I guess if you like this kind of video, you should really check them all out because there is a lot of Murktide-esque type of content, even in Legacy, that I made out. Maybe they put out maybe like yesterday or the day before. But by the way, I wanted to remind you that the article on Channel Fireball, the very, very long article on Channel Fireball. Oh, I didn't read that. Sorry, Mark, that question Druid is taking your place. About the Temur adventures, that's how I called it. With Legend Shredder is out, and it's very long, very detailed as always. So make sure to check it out on Channel Fireball. It's free, like all my articles are. But yeah, today I'm basically cutting Ledger Shredder for Murktide. I'm cutting Bone Crusher for the fourth bolt. Because while I like Bone Crusher a lot versus Scam, I think that if you play Murktide, you should try to maximize your spells. But yeah, basically the rest of the list is the same as I played, as I wrote about and I played. So not too much to say. If you haven't seen any Questing Druid action, it's a great card. Tough to play, but it's a great card. If you're commenting this video to ask me about the snow-covered island or why there is no Scalding Tarn, there is so much more you need to learn before asking that question that just continue. Just you don't need to answer. Although if you check my article, there's also that answer. But I don't know why every video there's like a million people ask me why there's no Scalding Tarn. Like, why do you mind? Why is weird to you that there's no Scalding Tarn? I don't understand. Anyway, let's go. Modern League. Team of Murktide Modern. We have 100 play points and we are rolling. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Buenos dias. Also, if you don't have Chalice, that's not a question I've been asked a lot. You can play more Fluster Storm, but again, in the article, I also say that. So, I get paid to write those things, and while I enjoy also, answering the comments, just, yeah, I wanted to repeat it once more that all of these questions are answered. But of course, if you have more, like why there isn't a fourth counter spell, because with Questing Druid, it's maybe a little bit clunky. Sometimes I'd rather just have one mana counters than two mana ones. Okay. This hand isn't great. This hand is definitely a hand that can easily fail. I can see this hand failing. I'm keeping regardless because my threshold with Mulligan is incredibly. I don't know what to say if it's high or low, but like I very rarely Mulligan with this deck, so. Yeah. I mean, if I just draw a Preordain, this hand is just great all of a sudden, so. Buongiorno, Labo. It's Friday indeed. Okay, play against the leading end. See if they have a grief. I think that it's reasonable for me to just pass and go Questing Druid end of turn. I wanted to help the Channeler. I wanted to find Mishra's Bauble, Iteration, and things like that. So, despite you almost never want to do this play of Questing Druid in end of turn on turn 2, you have Channeler as well to select what do you want to find. So, that is what I'm going to do. The colors shouldn't matter too much. So I'm just gonna get a Steam Vents here to begin. And then we go Seek the Beast. It's a shame that I have to graveyard this. I really wanted to draw it, but it's been revealed by the Seek the Beast, so. Okay. Okay. The best play here is Channeler, followed by Preordain from here, because it's gone end of turn, and then I have to try to get Delirium. I do not do so, unfortunately. A Bauble or a creature would have got Delirium. Do I want this Lightning Bolt? I'm gonna say no. Okay. That's good. This is Delirium. I'll leave the Counterspell on top. Although I'm very afraid of Grief plus Shardless Agent. But regardless of that, here I'm coming for 3 damage. Draw the Counterspell. Let's go. They have Grief Shardless Agent, it's terrible, and unfortunately that's what's happening. Yep. And that's why Living End is 4th best deck in Modern. But what I mean 4th is like extremely high, because it doesn't matter if you say like, oh, it's a bad matchup, oh, it's a bad matchup. But like that deck has a free protection and has 8 combo kill, and that is a level of consistency and just strength that doesn't really belong to any other Modern deck. My opponent clearly went turn 3 show and tell force of will, basically. And this is something that, you know, when people told me like, oh yeah, but Living End dies to this and that, surely it does, but if you don't have exactly that, then that deck is something that is extremely powerful, and why it's one of the best decks in the format. Because, you know, you had the Spell Pierce, the Counterspell, the Pressure. We still died on turn 4. That is, you know, very, very incredible. On turn 3, sorry. Very incredible. Anyway, let's check the Cyber Guide. What does it say against Living End? Did I forget it? Oh, no. Okay. This is not in blue, apparently. I guess I can say to my editor. 1 second, I'll mention my editor that it isn't capitalized. All right. Anyway, so how do we cyber against Living End? We have Spell Snare, that's terrible, and then we have well, this 6 cards is easy, and then like a couple of Unholy Heat and a couple of Lightning Bolt. I still don't want to take out all the Unholy Heat because they kill the Endurance. I'm still a fan of Ledger Shredder over Murktide, but you know, need to make need to make Sunday Murktide. Also, I've seen some people playing with Murktide Regent over Shredder, so you know, still fine. Also, when it comes with a deck like this, there isn't really like a better or worse. It's like they're good in different spots and different matchups. Like Murktide, for example, is very good in the mirror match. Not that Shredder isn't, but you know, often Murktide just, you know, doesn't die to double removal spell, and it's a very big deal. Sorry, it doesn't die to single removal spell. That's a very big deal. I'm really hoping to win this. If I lose this as well, it's like my opponent there really is the best ever, huh? What if I cast Questing Druid? I think it's gonna be like very, very little relevant. Like surely it attacks, but it's not gonna matter too much. I think I'd rather just just pass and cast an external. Although I have a lot of instants, but I also Chalice of the Void, Channeler, you know, things like that. Gonna go with Braden Pool because it's very likely that I get to cast the seek the Questing Druid side of it. Okay, I flipped. Okay, that's good, I think. But then again, this game we had a turn 1 Ragavan, and what Ragavan does to you, it's not casting your opponent card, but it's leaving up mana to play counters while pressuring you. Like if last game I had turn 1 Ragavan, I would have had the mana to play counterspell also the Spell Pierce. So my opponent would, wow, Shardless. So my opponent would have wouldn't have had enough. I think I'd actually don't. Okay, I can see it. Yeah. Wouldn't have had enough. Like the grief wouldn't have protected them because I had Counterspell as well, but I didn't have mana to play Counterspell last game. Easy, yeah, too easy indeed. Few more cards in your deck to beat. Ooh, that's a lot. That's high. Bene, bene, keep. Grief turn 1. Grief turn 1 sometimes means that you need to get rid of Ragavan. Oh wow, they get rid of Spell Pierce instead. Okay. Buongiorno, Ruben. Let's see if they have Fire Ice or Dead Gone. My opponent is just has a plan, so if I don't find an answer for their plan next turn, I lose. My answer is Chalice of the Void or Spell Pierce. And when I say that Unlicensed Thirst isn't very good, is that sometimes it's a little bit... Ayayay. Ayayay. I can't play the RC Bauble, I have to do this. Generous and Matthew. Okay, you'll update me on that. Alright, I need to draw right now, Matthew. Spell Pierce. Terra. Alright, we're dead if they go Land Cascade. And dead. Classic. Just a classic Living End versus Murktide matchup. They say your favorite, but in theory, this deck doesn't have any favorable matchup. You just fight against everything. This is what I was saying in Sofia. Every match I play was the 2-1, either a 1-2 or a 2-1. They have, like, yeah, Living End is just so powerful that nobody can say they have a good matchup against it. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. We could have had one Spell Pierce and we would have been fine, but we didn't, and we died. Yeah, no, Messenger is very good, very fun. You went 3-1, you lost to Yawgmoth. Yeah, Yawgmoth is a tough matchup, yeah. Underworld Breach. I have stopped playing Underworld Breach. Everyone just thinks you're a graveyard deck, and they have so much graveyard hate. I just kind of gave up on the graveyard, honestly. You want to eat it, you eat it. I don't mind. Underworld Breach is sometimes a dead card, and even when it's good, of course, but no, not like Murktide is probably fights the graveyard 8 better. Alright, I'll keep this hand. I think I'll bottom one of these burn spells. It might be a mistake and ended up I end up flooding, but they might also just not be caring about bolts, you know. You wonder if Lure Merc is supposed to be Jund. Nah, Jund is bad. You need counters. I had a chance in that game because I had counters in my deck. If I remove counters from my deck, I don't even have chance in that game. I'll play another fetch land rather than... Wow, I just drew the bolt that I put on top. On the bottom, I mean. Get me a garden, okay. Hello, Landerino. Is because of content. I'm a content creator. Yeah, we don't move. You don't go Questing Druid end of turn ever. I mean, I did last match, but that's a totally different environment. That match was against a legacy deck. They kill you on turn 3. You need to act faster than normal. Now I'm against a modern deck. The game pace is going to be much slower. I'm very glad I didn't bottom a land and I bottomed the Lightning Bolt. As you can see, this is a matchup where you want to hit your land drop. Once you stop hitting land drop, you will play your card draw engine that gets you a land from the side. And this is how the game will flow. Slow. Okay, what's happening end of turn? Endurance. Endurance main deck. Okay, that's probably the Beans Cascade. You played Murktide in Sofia? Yeah, although I had streamed the Temur. You could have been on the Temur train before Sofia too. Yeah. This is the problem. We need to draw now the counter. Opponent is putting up to the spot here. Do I draw it? I don't. Yeah, the Beanstalk resolves and is gonna be hard. So far, I've been undefeated in this matchup, but I can definitely lose this game since I drew 2 Lightning Bolts and they're not good in this matchup. Okay. Once the Beanstalk resolves, it's terrible because, you don't really have ways to fight with that. We did have a lot of counters, we just, didn't draw them. Alright, so what's my best way to go here? I think I want to cast Iteration first. I have a land to play from the Questing Druid. Guess I'll go end, bottom, exile. Then I can go land, Ragavan, Bauble. I'll bubble myself. What do I see? A channeler. Do I want a channeler? It's probably not bad, yeah. I need pressure. Well, my opponent deck is loaded on removal spell, so they're gonna start doing their Leyline Binding, draw a card, Fury, draw a card, and that is something that is very, very hard to fight. So I think it's very likely that we're gonna lose this game. And plus cyber we have more tools. Okay, they're doing something end of turn. What is it? Oh, Solitude. Sure. Okay. I'll Lightning Bolt the Solitude, so I can also Unholy Heat the Endurance now. I think my play here is Questing Druid, Channeler, and I pass. If opponent plays Fury, just counter it. And again, you can't leave them time once they resolve the Up the Beanstalk. So I was fine with just do the land go plan before Up the Beanstalk resolved. But once it did, we had to now we have to attack. Now we have to draw the channeler, play the Questing Druid, and so on. I think I'm happy to go Counterspell. I know they have also Leyline Binding this turn, but it is what it is, as I like to say. I'll probably happy with this. like if you counter the up the beanstalk, this matchup is actually, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's sort of easy. But if they do have the up the beanstalk, it's sort of impossible to win. It's kind of the spectrum of the two sides. All right, I see a good card on top, so I'm happy to play Iteration here, knowing that I will find a good hit. And bottom, Exile. I'll play it. It's okay, I can draw that. You have another solid. You should be more aggressive before the beans gets played. No, that's the opposite of what I said. Before the beans get played, you need to keep up mana and keep up the counterspell. When the beans get played, you have to start getting aggressive. But you just basically just have to do your best to not let the bean resolve. It's over. As I said, this matchup is tough, mostly because if they resolve a 2-drop, they win. Obviously, they have to resolve a 2-drop, and they have to have proper lands, and they have to have everything. So, it's not like, 2-card combo, it's over, 2-mana card combo, it's over. But, yeah, that's much more over. Yeah, so the reason why I kept the Unholy Heat was exactly this. My opponent plays Omnath, and we need to have that, like, 1-mana interaction clean. And this is what happened last turn, and why I kept the second Unholy Heat on top. Because I need to use the first one on the Endurance. And all of this is like, then why are you playing this deck if it just, you have to work so hard and then you even lose regardless? This thing, I don't know, it's fun. I mean, I find it fun. Even everything considered, I still find this deck very fun. And the wins are much more rewarding. If you check my power ranking for this month, I don't put this deck high. I think this deck is great and I love it, but it's definitely not the best thing to do to maximize your chances at winning, and that's an important thing when considering a competitive format. American Druid, yes. Thank you, Stump Booster. Welcome, welcome. Opponent has only 7 cards in hand. Oh, they don't play Cascade. Okay. Okay. This is like the first spell they play that's cheaper than 3, so I thought they had the Cascade plan. Another top of the deck is no, I just untap. Because I know they have Solitude in hand. Another top of the deck is Lightning Bolt, so I'm happy to draw Lightning Bolt. Very weird sequencing. In draw step, you're doing that. I'm looking for a Counterspell. I don't find it. I think I can't give up. Can I give up? Let's keep on clicking some more buttons. I will give up soon. Actually, I have 6 cards. I'll give up. Okay. We have Annul and Spell Pierce, and we take out some amount of Lightning Bolt. The Brazen Borrower. If they play Chalice of the Void, I'll pack it up. It's okay. I already have to think about so many other things that I can't think about Chalice of the Void also. Also, I have a million counters for that. Hopefully, we'll counter it. I guess I really hate Murktide in this matchup. Yeah, I should have probably cut one of those. This is great. Okay, they don't have Prismatic Ending. That's very good. Let's see if we flip something powerful like the Fairy Time Raveler. Or not the Beanstalk as well. Not the world. Or nothing. That's okay too. Ninja Suijatsu. Thank you for the 10th month. Welcome to the stream. Myself, I say a land I fetch. If not, I play a land. Actually, I want that. We don't want another of that. I don't think so. I don't think I want another DRC. I wish to put it in the graveyard with the Surveil. That's what I wish I would have done. Classic. Draw, Preordain. Very good, very good. So I can go DRC, Preordain. And now we are looking for instant or creature, and we got Delirium. Land. Instant or creatures. Easy. They play Leyline Binding, and they're gonna get Spell. Maybe Annulled, actually, not Spell Pierced. Oh, Celestial Purge. It's very good. I have Delirium regardless. I think I'm gonna just top this. Waste all my Surveil trigger just to draw that iteration. Also Bauble. So this is weird, but I can play iteration if I know my top card is Bauble. And I don't need to leave up mana for Annul, I think. Because my opponent did one rain cost 4. Oh, Brennan 6. Should I do that instead of iteration Bauble? Maybe Brennan 6 is good here. Yeah, I'll go Brennan 6. And do I want to draw the Bauble? Probably not. I'm looking for counter spells at this point. What about Unholy Heat? Nah. And I'll ping you. I don't want to land in end. If I need a land next turn, I'll draw it. This is like 3 damage. Buongiorno, people. I don't know about this Brandon 6 if it was good. When it goes to A tier, let's see. They go Beanstalk Fury. It's not the greatest thing for me, but I'll leave with that. You thought I was going to play Tron in Sofia? Why? I had mentioned that Tron has suffered all this commandeer for a while. Okay, you go Vren, ping my Ragavan, then Solitude, eat my Channeler, and then pass. Buongiorno, Eisen. I draw Preordain. Okay, let's start with iteration. I don't want that. Ooh, I want that. So I'm gonna go hand. I think I just go bottom exile. You don't care about Brennan 6. I will return fetch land, attack face, pass. Buongiorno Serpil. Leyline Binding. I think I like to go Annul here. I'll fetch for a tap land first. And pass. I'll leave this on top in case they have another removal spell for my channeler. But they do. They go to 0 cards. As you can see, if they don't have the Beanstalk, they just die. They just have like a bunch of removal spell. They leave on 0 cards in it, and you beat them. The problem is when they resolve the Beanstalk and they have like they do the same thing and they have 3 cards left in end. Like this is why I say like this is not a terrible matchup. Like people advertise, it's like every single matchup with this deck. It's tough. You don't get any free matchup. Even the one they're supposed to be free, they actually aren't. You know. I'm gonna leave that on top. The reason why I'm leaving the Unholy Heat on top is if it's bad, I'll just surveil it to the graveyard. If it's good, then I will keep it on top and cast it. Like, it's rare that I lose game 2 on the play in this matchup. I can easily lose game 3, don't get me wrong. Okay, so game 3, they probably now have Chalice of the Void. I think I'm gonna... I hate Murktide, especially in this matchup. Especially in this matchup, Murktide Regent is bad. It's just a threat that's 2 blue, and, I mean, that's 2 mana, and they answer easily. They have endurance, so you can't cast it. You might have channelers, you wanna... Yeah, I don't love that. Yeah. Good morning, guys. I don't think that Shredder is much better, but sometimes you get to go like Shredder Bauble or Shredder Preordain and you got rid of a land, and you're happy that the Shredder dies. Or rather, you don't mind too much that the Shredder dies. Okay, we don't have a counter for the turn 2 play, but we have a million of them, exactly. What do I do here? I think I start with Bauble. And Bauble myself. And pass. And you Unholy Iteration. And pass. Nice. I think I go on top land again without using the fetch land. The RC go. I think it's better than going Preordain now, so that I'll cast Preordain next turn using the Surveil so I can immediately go Delirium. The play Teferi is annoying. They play Endurance, okay. I'll go to second main. And I'll play Preordain. Graveyard. I already have one in end. I like these. Actually, I don't. Never mind. I like a Bauble, though. I don't want that. I Bauble myself. Okay. Do I want to draw a Spell Pierce? I probably do not. So I'm gonna fetch for Island and play another Preordain. Man, that's the 4th one. Alright, Graveyard, I guess. 3 lands in a row, okay. We need to find one of the 3 Unholy Heats. Still ended up drawing Spell Pierce. But it doesn't have the 4th land? No, okay, they attack me here. Okay. All the Endurance go back in the deck, by the way. Okay, I'll go to second main. Just in case I hit Delirium, I don't want to chump attack. And I'll play Iteration. I'll leave this on top, because that's an easy find, so that they never break. Hand, bottom, exile. Play Bauble. Explosives, graveyard. I needed that for Chalice. Now I have enough tools for Chalice. I bubble myself. I need to find Unholy Heat. I find Annul. Probably don't like that. Get a basic island. And pass. What, 11? Opponent actually pressuring me here. Explosives on 3. Yeah. I don't think it's about this game, but maybe actually. I didn't even consider that. Okay, that's the Unholy Heat that I was looking for. Now, my opponent has 5 mana. Let's see what happens here. If I tap out for this Questing Druid, the opponent is going to cast a Solitude, so we need to do something else. Okay, they try to resolve up the Beanstalk. I'm going to go Spell Snare on this. Trigger. I hit Delirium. If I play Unholy Heat, they can play a 2-mana Binding. I'd rather not. I'll just go to my main upkeep, and I'll go Unholy Heat now in the upkeep, because I have no control over the top of the deck now. Another Unholy Heat, perfect. And this is what happened, like, as you can see, in this game, we dug so much, right? We dug so much, and eventually, we found what we were digging for. And this is a very common thing when you play decks like this. I'll play Unholy Heat now, in case they want to fight with like some sort of like counterspell. Maybe Spell Pierce is active. Okay, so this is what happened. You play such a cheap deck with so many cantrips, you find what you're looking for, if you know what you're looking for. So that's why we had to aggressively put these iterations in the graveyard. Okay, I think I go counterspell, without cracking this fetch land. They play Fury Pitch Fury. That's okay. Opponent has 1 card in hand now, and we have Questing Druid. And they pass. End of turn, I'll fetch down to 4. Draw. Spell Snare, I'll pass. They play Omnath. And I think the right play here is fetch to deck thin. And then play Seek the Beast. Looking for a counterspell. I don't find it. The Omnath resolves. I'm at 3 life. I only have 1 Unholy Heat left in my deck. This is a dead card. I don't even have a Ledger Shredder to get rid of it. Dash Ragavan. Dash Ragavan did block. I think I'll do this. Then I dash Ragavan. They don't block. Okay. Trigger. I hit up the Beanstalk. Okay. I probably can't play it, because I need to play Questing Druid. And I have to hope my opponent doesn't have a I guess if they have Solitude, I still somehow survive. You don't want to play Druid first? I don't think so, because I need to, if they block, I need to go Bolt, and then I don't have Spell Pierce, so Spell Snare up. I assume they block, so I wouldn't have this treasure. So if they just blocked, I would have bolted, I wouldn't have played this Questing Druid. Okay, so they play Solitude. We aren't dead yet. The Solitude resolves. They target the Questing Druid. I Lightning Bolt the Solitude. This gets pumped, and I go up down to 1 life with this attack. We're not living our best life, but we are not dead yet. Of course, drawing, all the fetchable lands plus another fetch land is not great, but again, we have dug a lot of cards. Okay, I knew about this Questing Druid. I actually, what should I start with? I think I'm actually starting with it. 2 more lands? Man. If I dash Ragavan, I might find Leyline Binding, and then I have enough mana to exile this. I think it's the best line. I hit Fury. I can't cast it. I play Questing Druid and pass. Opponent plays a fetch land. And I'm dead to Leyline Binding. Alright, GG. Just a classic Murktide gameplay. You start 1-2, 1-2. Both matches were incredibly close with some tiny little difference. Like if we drew, for example, a Spirebluff Canal and had 1 more land in the deck, we would have been able to play that Fury and maybe won that game. These games just work on such a tiny edge that is always like, I don't particularly think I can draw conclusion into, I made a mistake in this game. But of course there is something because these matches are so close, and actually I found them fun even when I lose with these decks like this. All right, take a bathroom break and then we continue the league. Yeah, the last game, if I had dashed the Ragavan first, I would have been able to cast the Fury. You're right. See, you can always pinpoint situation on why you lost with this deck. And like simply looking at the result and be like, oh, 0-2, deck sucks. I mean, sure, it's not. The results is important, but the margins are so tiny that it can easily be 2-0 and with like one different draw step basically. We're preparing for a tournament. No, I'm making content. This is my job. You like this list? Okay. You can go exclamation mark article and you'll get to the guide. Okay. I need to draw a removal spell for Ragavan if I want to have a chance. Let's see. I don't find it, unfortunately. Oh, I would have found it. Let's see if they have a removal spell for my Ragavan. No, perfect. They attack. Alright. And they pass. Nice. Right, happy to go Ragavan. Opponent's gonna probably go Counterspell with Spell Pierce it. They don't have removal spell. What's their range? Only Counterspell. You have to ask yourself those questions. That's why we didn't dash. I have Nost. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the stream. They exile Spirebluff Canal. Let's see if they found a removal spell. They didn't. Very lucky. Attack with Ragavan. We exile a Mishra's Bauble. Very lucky. Once again, what's my opponent range? Spell Pierce, I'm assuming. And they also don't have removal spells. Thinking about just casting this. I think it's the best play to just cast the Questing Druid here. Put in a Spell Pierce, so Spell Snare. I guess if they have Spell Snare, I think if the Spell Snare is still fine. Yeah. Because they still have red mana to kill the DRC on top of their deck. And if they've also Spell Pierce, it's no problem. I have a Resolve Iteration this way. Spell Snare are so good in the mirror match. End of turn I go Bolt. Counterspell. Sure. Go another Bolt, thankfully. Draw. Bolt. Sorry. Okay. I can cast Murktide. No, it needs to be 7/7. So I don't think I want to cast Murktide here. I guess I can cast until end of turn. Remember the rules here. I can't cast Seek the Beast end of turn if I exile the Ragavan. So I can cast the front side once again. Yeah. Okay. Okay, they seek the beast. What they find? Unholy Heat, Spell Pierce. Okay. They have one card in and only. They play Questing Druid. And then they can Unholy Heat my Ragavan. Play Iteration. And bottom exile. Not the best iteration. That's fine. I'm still so far ahead this game. Gonna be hard to lose this. If this was a Shredder, I would have gone Shredder and only Heat this turn. Exile Preordain Questing Druid. Okay, so they can play Questing Druid Preordain. They've drawn all the Questing Druids. they have no, they played the wrong one. They're supposed to play this one. That's a punt. They just wasted a Questing Druid. They top both. Wow. And they have a Spell Snare. Okay. I don't like Bloodman. I actually died of Bloodman a lot. They don't know the top deck. They're at 6 life. I think it's good if I just Unholy Heat this. And then attack with both. I want to attack with Ragavan. Probably just stick with this. Yeah, if I attack with Ragavan, opponent would just 8 it and go to 1. They still went to 1, so it was a right play now to attack with Ragavan. I'm looking at the sideboard and I don't really see anything I like. You can side in Fury. I don't play Pioneer. How does the MTGO economy work? That's a good question. I love to talk about MTG economy. So basically, goatbots.com is a website that's like the monopoly is the market, I want to say. And there are some cards that have an extreme difference between the showcase and the irregular. You have to, the reason why it's the presence in their chests. So this card you can open in the boosters, but basically very few people opens boosters. So the market is kind of regulated by chests. So this is open 1 in 3,600 chests, and this is open the same. Maybe it changed recently. Uh, Weird. Sorry, I really thought there was a different. But maybe this changed at some point. It was like one in, let's say, 800, because it kind of, the chest thing reset every week or so, and it's kind of unpredictable. So that's really the beauty of the MTGO market. But like, for example, let's look at Beseech the Mirror. This is the regular one, and it's 1 in 7,300. Let's see the extended version. 1 in 520. So this kills the market, because what happens is Magic Online saw that there was a high demand of this card at some point, and they're like, alright, let's jam it all in the chests. So you open this version of Extended Art a lot, whereas you open this only in the packs, which nobody opens, and very, like, almost never in the booster. So this is why there's just a higher demand, sorry, there's a higher offer of this version. For the Questing Druid, it's weird. I'm expecting this number to drop dramatically soon. As soon as they realize a card is expensive on Magic Online, they infinitesimally, whatever it's the word, put it in the treasure chest. All right, game number 3. This end sucks, but we are not allowed to mulligan. Hopefully they don't start with Ragavan. Please don't play Ragavan. Just play Preordain. Just play Preordain, please. Nice. You love to see it. Oh, speaking of Ragavan, he's mine. Is yours, and here's a removal spell. Okay. Yeah, fortunately. And the price of another funny thing of the magical market that is not intuitive, that I'm happy to share with you, is the prices of foils. So oftentimes the foils are less expensive, not in this case, less expensive than the regular one. Why? Because mana traders does not buy foils. They say they make their client worse, their clients lower, so they don't have foils. Mana Trader is probably like the biggest owner of cards on the and just completely skews the market because they don't buy foils. Foils are cheaper, despite there's a very low supply of foils. That you can't open foils in the chests, and of course you open less foils in the packs normally. So there's a much lower supply of foil. They are not wanted by mana traders. This means that they are cheaper because mana traders just moves such a big number of cards. Oh wow, they found Spell Pierce. That's sad. I basically just can't do anything now. That's okay. That's funny. Yeah, he's gonna keep on getting hit by Ragavan here. I can't move now. If I move, I'm big trouble. Quoting Jose Mourinho. 14. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, this game is over. As I said, his hand was clunky. It was fine if opponent just didn't play a Ragavan, but they did. I think I'm okay with Counterspell now. I'll try to resolve the Expressive Iteration later. Oh, okay. Draw. Spell Iteration. Myself, I'm looking for removal spells. I find it. When it's 3 cards in hand, not gonna bolt the Questing Druid. I think it's reasonable to bolt the Ragavan now. I have Delirium, and the Questing Druid is probably not gonna grow bigger than 3. Sorry, bigger than 6. Okay, they break the iteration, they found Counterspell. No blocks. Nice. Very good find there. Opponent probably has a Counterspell in hand since the exiled one, so we need to make sure. Exiled Questing Druid from you. Interesting. I think I'll still go iteration first. Okay. Play Questing Druid. Play Unholy Heat. Play land and pass. Yes, we can seek the Misty Druid. It's just as if you cast it. No problem. When I played the Druid as an adventure, I needed to bait a removal spell, a bait a counter spell, and iteration did that perfectly. The play worked out wonders. I don't know what happened, but my opponent lost this game. Like they were very much in control. It was definitely, I think, a mismanage at some point. What if I quest Druid again? Sorry, I seek the beast again. I think it was when they spell snared the. I think it was when they spell snared the my counterspell on their iteration. That was the play I liked the least. Okay, they have a land on top. Has only one land been a problem versus Coffers? No, it hasn't to me. I played against Coffer at the tournament. I always, you send back the land you cast this card once time, and also you have the treasure from Ragavan. Need to cast these 8/8 just in case my opponent also plays the card. And I lose Delirium, but doesn't matter. Alright, GG. The first convincing win is the mirror match. Classic. And even here, I think this game was very hard. This deck is just too hard. Just too hard for what for what the reward is. But it's very fun. So I can totally understand it being overplayed. You say Murktide is the Jund of the format. No, Jund has historically been the easiest deck in every meta game. It's just a discard spell. It's like a scan trip. Alright, Swamp. Swamp means Orcish Bowmaster. I guess if the Orcish Bowmaster my Channeler, it'll be one creature in Delirium for the next Channeler. Okay. Could be mono black Coffers. I guess mono black Coffer users never want to fetch basic islands. And the leftover shouldn't matter. So you just shock duels all the time. I bought them both. I mean, I understand that Spell Snare counters the orc, but I feel like I need lands now. And now I can play Channeler with Lightning Bolt up to get Delirium. So that my opponent can't play Orcish Bowmaster and kill my Channeler. And this is very important for you to do. Bluff Spell Pierce for the One Ring. They probably won't fall for it, but... Okay, they pass. Good. Attack for one. Let's see if they do something. They don't. I'll play Boldface. If they play Orcish Bowmaster now, I'll play another Boldface. I have it. Third push. Okay. Surveil. Heat in the graveyard. Keep on getting Steam Vents. You don't want to expose your green mana. Okay, I think I like both of these in this order. So they have Spell Piece for Ring now, and then I have Counterspell. MTGO Iterations. We have one Questing Druid, but we can't quite cast it. We don't have enough lands to cast Questing Druid. Or rather, Seek the Beast. Oh, sure. I don't like Shieldred. Shieldred probably doesn't like me either, so it's mutual. I think I don't want you to 2-for-1 once again. And also, my cards in hand are kind of heavy. Yeah, exactly. I don't want you to make land drop. Why don't you go to under the spell pierce? Okay, perfect. I love the 4th land here. Again, if they have a land ring, do you think Shield is worth all that money? I don't know. There's like commander in the thing. I think I'm gonna. I was thinking about fetching breeding pool. Okay, so let's cast Questing Druid in response, because if I find Counterspell or Spell Pierce, I'll counter it. And this is exactly what you want to do. Take another screenshot because this deck is, as I said, complicated and you need to maximize your card advantage, otherwise it's even worse. Okay, I'll I no, I'll simply play Murktide. I'll do so because of domination, and if they probably have another ring in end. Ooh, I lost Delirium. I exiled in a wrong way. Should have exiled Preordain. Don't think it'll matter, but that's definitely a mistake. Okay, so let's see if they have the 6th mana. Or color Catherine Beanstalker. I know what you mean. Black, you have chosen the edict, this goes. Maybe taking the Breeding Pool there was wrong. I should have taken the island, maybe. But they clearly don't have a Field of Ruin in end. I think I'll go Spell Pierce. It's likely that I'm not able to. And they're just, they're not dead right now, but they go to 1. Still holding this bolt. I think it's no problem. Let's go iteration. And I'd rather just hold iterations for next turn. Don't need to play Seek the Beast now. They can resolve the ring, but at this point, it's gonna be hard. Okay, they need an answer to this Murktide. Shields at Edict, probably. Yep. think I want to play Murktide. Yep. 7/7, so it's lethal. Wow. They pitch March of the Wretch Sorrow. Yeah, that works. I wish I made it an 8/8 now. And I got nothing. And we'll see. But 3, the One Ring. Yep. I think they had this for a while. And they finally resolved it. But they're 14 now because this gained them 7, so they're far from dead. And again, no shredders in the deck, so let's just play all our lands. But see, like for example, a game like this, if I exiled one more card with Murktide, I would have won. I didn't. I don't think it was a mistake. But you know, maybe it was, and you know, the games would have ended. Now we might lose. And Murktide, or just this deck is just full of decisions like this. You're gonna play a tournament, you're gonna have 10 losses because of things like this. Are the new sets becoming more powerful? I hope so. Powerful sets is what keeps the game going. Need to find Ragavan. I still haven't drew a single Ragavan. But if I exiled that iteration, I wouldn't have had Delirium, so. They go to 11. They have life gain in Cling to Dust and March of the Wretch Sorrow. Yeah, I cover Coffers. Do I want to bolt you? No. I don't want to tell you have 2 lightning bolts or even just 1 lightning bolt. Of course, if I draw land now, it sucks because I could have surveilled it to the graveyard. Oh, is this a march? I think I should have to bolt my own channeler here. If I want to have a chance at winning. Alright. Who would I love to find here from your deck? Shieldred? Karn? Thoughtseize? Even Troll of Kazan Doom is okay. Orcish Bowmaster. Sure. Very good against the One Ring. You can't play Shieldred? You can on Magic Online. Yeah, if Cabal Coffers, double. Okay. It's big dude. I think we win. Hmm? It's so bad. The feeling of when you top deck an iteration and then it's just the worst. It's okay, it's okay. Let's beat. Punisher definitely killed the Breeding Pool probably. But... Alright, attack with all. Alright, you're dead on board here. Let's see. Alright. We win. Allora, Coffers. I got this 6 cards. What's bad in this matchup? I think on the draw I'll take our Ragavans. Maybe... I think Stern Scolding is still so important. Yeah, something like this. Alright, I'll refill the water. I'll be right back. Alright, let's go. We lost to for color Omnath, no Cascade. As always, I am 0-3 against the 4-color Omnath, no Cascade, and 3 against the Cascade version. The extra removal spell, I think, does matter a lot. And we lost to a Living End, which is always a tough matchup. Nobody can say they have a good matchup against a Living End. It's always like they have a great draw, kill you on turn 3, perfect. Lily of the Void. Unfortunately, we have Murktide Regent in our deck instead of Shredder. But that's okay. Lily of the Void is always a nice sight. How do you feel about Alpine Moon in this matchup? I don't like it. Hard disadvantage, not a fan. They have the Demolition Field. I'm just untapping here. I'm just going to discard, I think. Okay, let's play Preordain. Looking to draw a land. That's okay, I'll concede. Let's go to next game. On the play, I want all the Ragavans. Take out those. I'll take out one extra heat. Maybe one Stern Scolding. Alright, keep. The difference of play draw, like I write in the article, is huge on this card. Very good in the on the play, not so good on the draw. Unfortunately, they have Fatal Push. Need to dig for a second land. I think I can't afford my opponent. I can't afford to play around Orcish Bowmaster. I just have to hope they don't have it. Alright, I'll concede the match. It's game 2 and 3 was not the luckiest game I've played. That's okay. Finish off the league. I still have half an hour. Do you guys know when is the release of the Karlov Manor set? Which is the one in February. No, right? They just said February. They didn't say when is the pre-release happening. Yeah. TBA, okay. Yeah, thank you, because I have to plan the Chicago PT. There is a new company in Italy. It's called Ita Airways. I want to see if they have good tickets. You know, and as a new company, maybe it's good deals. All right. Let's go. Breeding Pool, is that Living End? That is probably Living End. Alright, no. Doesn't fly from my town, from my airport, so GG's are always. Irpinola, thank you for the Prime sub, welcome. Imagine if this was a Ledger Shredder. They don't turn 2 instead of rotting in my hand. Okay. Dash. And attack. And go. Did I go Grief? Yes. Grief, Shardless. Do I Counterspell? So usually I don't play Subtlety anymore. Very consistent gameplay for Living End. And again, when they do this, it's kind of unbeatable. You definitely need good draws in order to beat them, which I didn't have. I mean, if I had a Shredder, maybe I would have drawn this card into something more relevant, but that wasn't the case. So I get rid of a bunch of removal spells and 2 spells in there. And again, Murktide is bad, but fine, I'll keep it there. Spike like Goyf over Murktide. I honestly just like, I don't know, 2 mana 2/2 is probably better than Murktide, but you know, that's. I'm just a Murktide hater. I think I should rebrand the Sunday Murktide to, I don't know, Sunday Ragavan or Sunday Iteration, because I just think that this card did not age very well in Modern. It's a creature that dies to removal and is a conditional creature that dies to removal, you know? Why is Brazen Borrower in the deck? I don't have Otawara, and I dig Infinite in this deck. I want a card that answers like an Ensnaring Bridge, a Chalice of the Void, a Do One Ring. Sometimes I beat Ring by bouncing it and then countering. Holger, you can check out my article. I answer some of the questions. Yeah, I think that there is definitely been an overhype of this archetype. I was very low on Murktide for a while, and I think that with Questing Druid that got better, but still. Let's read what I said. I posted the power rankings yesterday on Channel Fireball, and I rank the Temur Izzet Murktide in 9th place, which is, you know, not that high. And I say, the Preordain Unbane wasn't enough to bring Izzet Murktide back. The printing of Up the Beanstalk and Agatha's Soul Cauldron has been a disaster for Murktide, and it needed to reinvent itself to stay relevant. With that, Questing Druid came along to save the archetype by adding more card advantage to fight toe-to-toe with Reckless Game and 4-color Omnath. We're still in week 1 after the discovery of Questing Druid, so I don't feel good in rating Murktide too highly, since the month of October was a disaster for it compared to the previous month. So again, you know, don't just quit everything you're doing and be like, oh, Questing Druid saved Murktide. It's it's fine, but it's like I would never say that Murkt is the best deck or anything like that. I play because it's very fun and it's very rewarding when you win, and this is what I look for when I play Magic. When I try Breach instead of Murktide, I think they're both not that good. Caboose Lord, thank you. You can check my power rankings. They're Enchanted Fireball. I rate the Cascade Omnath pretty high. I think that deck is not a bad deck. And once again, if this Murktide Regent in the end, look how bad it is. If this was a Shredder, I mean, granted, I don't have a second land. I'm not drawing a second land in this league. You know, getting obviously unlucky. But imagine if this was a Shredder and I drew a second land. I would just be like, top 2 mana Shredder, go. And even had Bauble, okay? So even better. But like, this card is clunky. And so many times you see it when it's good, because you see it if it's your opponent when they cast it. But when you play with this card, you see that, you know, it's actually a clunky card in your hand. The problem with Tarmogoyf, as I wrote in the article, is that you need a second breeding pool, and that was a disaster for me. Like, not having a second island was very painful in a lot of moment, and actually having a second breeding pool was also awkward. I think you're just fine with Shredder over Goyf. It's not a problem. Okay, I like Ragavan here. That was a good draw. I mean, definitely better than the Murktide Tarmogoyf. Again, anything is. But the problem is that it's green. If Tarmogoyf was blue or red, I probably would be playing it over Shredder. But the fact that you have to like splashing one single forest over a island, I think it's okay for your mana base, but 2 is too much. That was my takeaway after the testing in Sofia. And again, the deck worked very well for me in Sofia. I lost a few matches because I mean, and there was routes for me to win those matches. It was a very, very just typical Murktide gameplay of if only I played in a different way in a key spot, I would have won. By the way, here my opponent had once again the third grave, but thankfully they didn't have a third land to kill me. Okay. We have Chalice of the Void, we have 4 Spell Pierce. Hopefully we find them with these Expressive Iteration here. They don't have Mystical Dispute either. And we break. See if I find a Chalice of the Void. I don't. I find a Polluted Delta. Maybe I'll play it. My opponent doesn't have a third land Cascade, or if they somehow play around Spell Pierce. Wow, another Grief. Even if I had a Spell Pierce, I would have lost. Very happy with the Chalice of the Void in this matchup. Not that I ever draw them, but if I drew the Chalice of the Void, it would have been very good. Thank you, Omega. Leading end, very, very high. Very, very good deck. Definitely punishing the Questing Druid type of draws. Alright, GG. 1-4. The first two matches were close. These other two weren't really. Our deck didn't operate, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it on YouTube, subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you next time.